Welcome back to 5 Minute Talk. I'm Sarah. Today we're going to explore a topic that has shaped Asian families for generations: multi-generational living under one roof. It's a tradition that many people outside of Asia find fascinating and even surprising. But for millions of families across the continent, it is simply a normal way of life.
Across countries like Vietnam, China, South Korea, Japan, Thailand, and India, it's very common to see parents, grandparents, and children, sometimes even great-grandparents, sharing the same home. To understand why this model has been so deeply rooted in Asian culture, we need to look at several aspects: cultural values, economic realities, emotional bonds, and how modern life is reshaping old traditions.
First, let's talk about cultural foundations. In many Asian societies, the idea of family is not limited to the nuclear unit of parents and children. Instead, it includes grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, essentially the extended family. This comes from long-standing philosophies, especially Confucianism, which emphasizes filial piety, respect for elders, and the idea that each generation should support the next. Taking care of parents and grandparents is considered not just an obligation, but an honor. The elderly are seen as the keepers of wisdom and tradition, guiding the younger generation with stories, experiences, and moral lessons.
In a multi-generational household, everyone has a role. Elders provide advice and emotional support. The middle generation manages finances, careers, and major decisions. Children learn values from observing the adults around them. This balance creates a sense of stability and continuity, something very important in Asian cultures where family is the core of identity.
But alongside cultural values, economic factors also play a big role. In many Asian cities, housing is extremely expensive. Buying a home or even renting an apartment can be a huge financial burden for young couples. Living with parents allows families to share expenses, reduce financial pressure, and even combine incomes. This makes it easier for couples to save money, raise children, and plan for the future.
Childcare is another major reason why multi-generational living remains popular. Many parents work long hours, and having grandparents at home helps immensely. Grandparents can take care of children, prepare meals, and manage the household while parents focus on work. This not only saves money but also strengthens the emotional bond between generations. Many adults later say that the fondest memories of their childhood are with their grandparents, listening to stories, learning old traditions, or simply being cared for with patience and love.
However, despite all these advantages, living with multiple generations is not always easy. Differences in lifestyles and values can create tension. Younger adults often prefer modern lifestyles, more independence, and personal space, while older generations may favor tradition and routine. Simple things like parenting styles, cooking habits, or how to spend money can lead to disagreements. Because everyone lives closely together, small conflicts can sometimes feel bigger than they really are.
Privacy is another challenge. Young couples may feel they don't have enough private time, while grandparents may feel the younger generation is too busy or too distant. These emotional differences can create misunderstandings if not handled with sensitivity and communication.
As society modernizes, more young people move to cities, pursue higher education, or work abroad. These changes have pushed Asian families to rethink traditional living arrangements. And that's where we see the rise of modern, multi-generational living, not necessarily under the exact same roof, but close enough to stay connected.
For example, some families choose to live in separate floors of the same house. Others buy apartments in the same building or even neighboring homes. This near but not too close solution allows each generation to maintain privacy while still sharing support, care, and emotional connection. It's a flexible approach that respects both tradition and modern needs.
What's interesting is that even when families live separately, the cultural value of family closeness remains extremely strong. Many young adults still visit their parents or grandparents daily or weekly, sharing meals or spending weekends together. This shows that, while the physical arrangement may change, the emotional bond is still deeply valued.
At the heart of all this, multi-generational living represents a philosophy of togetherness. It's about the belief that life is easier, warmer, and more meaningful when generations support each other. For grandparents, living near their children and grandchildren gives them purpose and reduces feelings of loneliness. For parents, having the support of their elders brings comfort and stability. And for children, growing up with multiple generations teaches them respect, gratitude, and a richer understanding of family history.
So, is multi-generational living still relevant in modern Asia? The answer is yes, though it is evolving. Tradition and modern life don't have to clash. Instead, many families are finding creative ways to blend the two. The form may change, but the spirit remains. Family connection, mutual support, and shared responsibility.
And perhaps that is what makes Asian culture unique. The idea that family is not just where you come from, but also where you find strength, comfort, and belonging. Thank you for listening to 5-Minute Talk. I hope today's episode gave you a deeper perspective on one of Asia's most meaningful traditions. See you in the next episode.